Father, and of the Son, and of Holy Spirit, one God. Amen. Listen closely, because what I'm about to share is not just important. It could be the difference between losing everything you've been fighting for or stepping fully into the destiny God has set for you. If you're watching this right now, it's no accident. God is sending you a warning, a desperate call to pay attention before it's too late. There's a storm brewing, a spiritual battle raging behind the scenes, and you are right at the center of it. What you've been praying for, the breakthrough you've been waiting on, the doors you've been hoping will open, they're on the brink of manifesting. But here's the catch. If you don't prepare your heart, mind, and spirit right now, if you don't fully align with what God is revealing, those blessings can slip through your fingers. This message isn't for the faint-hearted. It's for the chosen, those ready to face hard truths and reason above fear. Because the enemy knows your potential, and he's trying to distract you, delay you, and derail your purpose. That's why you need to listen, absorb, and I will amplify the energy of this message and send a protective signal to the universe on your behalf. If you are truly a chosen one, you will not walk away from this message. You will watch it all the way through, because your spirit knows this is urgent and real. But if you ignore this, if you turn away now, the consequences could be irreversible. God is hoping you hear this in time. The clock is ticking, and your life depends on what you do next. Are you ready? Let's begin. Do you feel a stirring in your spirit that you can't explain? A sense that something is happening, but you're not quite sure what it is? Let me be clear. This isn't just a coincidence. God is trying to reach you. This divine message is not by chance. It's a call, an urgent summons to awaken. The time for distractions and delays is over. You are being called to rise, and it's happening right now. Whether you've been aware of it or not, something powerful is unfolding in your life, and God needs you to be ready. But here's the hard truth. Time is slipping through your fingers faster than you realize. The next 100 hours are critical, and they're unlike any other period you've experienced. God is alerting you to a divine shift, one that will change the very fabric of your spiritual reality. If you ignore this message, the consequences could be life-altering. Will you answer His call, or will you let this moment pass? It's easy to get caught up in the noise of the world, to let distractions keep you spiritually asleep. But in this hour, your divine destiny is at stake. God is waiting for you to rise up. Will you stand in faith and readiness, or will you miss the opportunity of a lifetime? The time to make a decision is now, before it's too late. Have you ever ignored a warning only to regret it later? You don't want to experience that feeling again. God is giving you a final warning, a divine alert that will echo in your spirit if you don't take it seriously. The next 100 hours will be critical for your spiritual journey. Each hour, each minute holds power and purpose. Time is ticking, and your spiritual readiness is being tested. God's voice has been calling to you for a while, but the distractions of life have dulled your ears. Whether you realize it or not, you've been missing His whispers. This is no ordinary moment. The stakes are higher now than they've ever been. You are not being called just for yourself. You are part of a greater plan, a divine purpose that will unfold in these next few days. But you must act now. Don't let the noise of your busy life drown out the most important message of your life. There's something happening in the spiritual realm that you can't ignore. If you refuse to listen, this moment will haunt you. God is waiting for you to step into your calling, to rise to the challenge that's before you. These next 100 hours are a gift. Will you squander them, or will you use this time to prepare for the spiritual shift that is already in motion? Feeling strange lately? Sudden bursts of energy, intense moments of clarity, maybe even some unexplainable emotions. No, you're not losing your mind. You're being activated. God is awakening you for something bigger than yourself. But here's the question. Are you ready to step into your new reality? This activation process isn't always comfortable. In fact, it often feels disorienting at first. You may experience moments of doubt, confusion, or discomfort, but those feelings are signs that you're undergoing a divine transformation. These spiritual shifts are meant to stretch you, to challenge you, and to refine your character. The world you once knew is beginning to fall away, and the new, more powerful version of you is emerging. But to fully embrace this transition, you must be spiritually equipped and mentally prepared. The truth is, many of God's chosen ones aren't ready. They're distracted, caught up in the demands of daily life, and unaware of the spiritual awakening happening inside them. This is your moment to break free from the fog and step into the fullness of who you are meant to be. Don't allow fear or complacency to keep you stuck. The divine activation happening in your life is a gift. Don't squander it. The reality is hard to face, but here it is. God is watching, and He knows exactly where you stand. You may think you're prepared for what's ahead, but the truth is, you're probably not as ready as you believe. God sees beyond your surface level. He knows your heart, your thoughts, and your struggles, and He is calling you to a higher standard. This isn't a message of condemnation, but a call to self-reflection. You may think you're spiritually dressed, but are you really prepared for the transformation that's about to unfold? Are you truly equipped with the mindset, the tools, and the faith to handle what's coming? It's time to stop assuming you're ready and start taking action to get spiritually aligned. God wants you to be active, alert, and intentional in this season. He's waiting for you to fully embrace your identity as His chosen one. The window for complacency is closing, and the door to divine purpose is swinging wide open. Will you step through it, or will you stand idly by thinking you have more time? Now is the time to rise. The spiritual shift has already begun, and yet many of God's chosen ones are still asleep. Have you noticed a growing sense of discomfort, a restlessness within you that you can't explain? This isn't random. It's a sign. A divine shift is taking place, and it's shaking the very foundation of your spiritual reality. But while the shift is happening all around you, are you awake enough to see it? It's easy to sleepwalk through life, to assume that everything is normal when it's anything but. These next 100 hours are a pivotal moment in your life. Your spirit is being stirred for something greater. And the more you resist or ignore it, the more difficult it will be to align yourself with God's plan. Your preparation, your alertness, and your willingness to act in faith will determine whether you experience the shift fully or miss it altogether. Don't wait until it's too late to awaken. The signs are all around you. God is calling you to be alert, to be present, and to be ready for the changes that are about to come. The shift is already in motion, and the question is whether you will rise with it or remain spiritually asleep. Time is ticking, and it's moving faster than you think. These next 100 hours are a divine window of opportunity, but that window is closing quickly. God needs you to be in position, to be spiritually aligned, and to be actively preparing for what's to come. The days of waiting and procrastination are over. The time to rise is now. The reality is that the spiritual shift doesn't wait for anyone. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $120. I pay men to get blessing 100 million. It's happening whether you're ready or not. But if you act now, if you position yourself correctly, you can fully experience the transformation God has planned for you. God is waiting for you to step into your purpose, to activate the gifts He has placed inside of you. Don't let time slip away. The urgency of this moment can't be overstated. God needs you to be ready. So what are you doing with the time you have left? Are you still waiting for the perfect moment, or are you taking action now? The next 100 hours will test your readiness, your faith, and your commitment. Will you rise to the challenge, or will you let time slip through your fingers? Have you been feeling restless or uneasy lately? It's not just the chaos of the world around you, it's a spiritual stirring. God is waking you up, calling you out of your comfort zone and into a new season of purpose. This feeling of restlessness is a sign that something significant is shifting in your life, and it's not by accident. Many people ignore this feeling, chalking it up to stress or exhaustion. But in reality, it's a divine invitation to step into the fullness of your calling. God is calling you to action. The restlessness you feel is not meant to be ignored. It's meant to push you toward the transformation that is already unfolding. If you've been feeling out of sync, out of place, or just uneasy, take it as a sign to listen closely. God is preparing you for something big. The restlessness is a gift, a signal that you are in the middle of a divine shift. Embrace it, lean into it, and allow God to lead you through this moment. You might think this is just another test, a trial to endure, but it's not. This is a countdown. A divine timer has started, and it's ticking down to your destiny. These next 100 hours are more than just a test of your faith. They are a test of your readiness, your commitment, and your obedience to God's call. Many people face trials that seem like tests, but this moment is different. It's not about passing or failing. It's about whether you are willing to step into the divine purpose that God has for you. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to align yourself with God's plan and to fulfill your destiny. The clock is ticking, and what you do in these next 100 hours will determine the course of your life for years to come. So, what will you do with the time you have left? Will you take action, or will you let this moment pass you by? Destiny is waiting, but it requires you to rise up and claim it. The countdown has begun. This is a sacred moment. God has just marked the next 100 hours as holy, a time of divine transformation. Everything you do in this period will either align you with God's purpose or push you further from it. Stop what you're doing and pay attention. This is not a drill. This is your divine assignment. The next 100 hours are not like any other. They are charged with spiritual energy and potential. What you do now, how you prepare, and how you position yourself will have eternal consequences. Don't waste this time. God is calling you to a higher level of awareness, a deeper level of commitment, and a more intentional pursuit of His will. This is your moment to recalibrate, to realign yourself with God's purpose. Every hour counts, and the decisions you make now will have a ripple effect for the rest of your life. Will you heed the call and step into the holy time that God has set aside for you, or will you let it slip away? God speaks to us in ways that go unnoticed if we're not paying attention. Every day you are surrounded by signs, small whispers in your spirit, subtle nudges, and moments of clarity that are meant to awaken you to a deeper purpose. But how many of those signs have you missed? How many times have you brushed off that nagging feeling in your heart, thinking it was just a fleeting thought? These signs are not random. They are divine interventions guiding you toward the path God has set for you. Yet, too many of us are distracted, too caught up in the demands of daily life to notice them. The clock is ticking, and every hour that passes brings you closer to a moment of decision. If you continue ignoring these divine whispers, you risk missing the most important shift of your life. This could be your final wake-up call. If you feel the urgency in your spirit right now, that's God trying to get your attention. This is not just another message. This is the moment that could change everything. The signs are all around you. Will you open your eyes and see them? Or will you keep walking in spiritual blindness lately? Have you been feeling inexplicably tired, emotional, or experiencing strange physical sensations like night sweats or sudden energy surges? These are not just symptoms of stress or illness. They are signs that you're in the middle of a spiritual transition. God is preparing you for something much greater than what you can currently comprehend. And the transformation happening in your body, mind, and spirit is part of that divine process. When you go through a spiritual awakening or transition, your body and emotions often go through shifts to align with your new spiritual state. You might feel more sensitive, more intuitive, or more restless. These symptoms are not a sign that something is wrong. They are proof that something is right, that God is awakening you to a higher purpose. But it's vital that you recognize these changes and embrace them rather than resist them. You are being called to become the person God has destined you to be. The energy you're feeling, the emotions bubbling up, the strange dreams or visions, it's all part of the divine realignment happening inside of you. Instead of fearing these changes, lean into them. This is the process of you becoming spiritually attuned to God's greater plan. Trust that it's all part of the journey and prepare for the powerful purpose that lies ahead. Imagine standing at the door to your destiny. Behind it lies your divine calling, your purpose, and everything you've been waiting for. But the door is locked. The key is in your hands, but you need to be spiritually dressed to unlock it. Are you ready? Have you equipped yourself with the armor of faith, prayer, and readiness? Or have you been walking around spiritually underdressed, unaware of the power and responsibility waiting for you? God is unlocking doors in your life right now, but they won't open unless you are spiritually prepared. You can't step into your destiny wearing the same mindset, the same distractions, or the same lack of faith that you've been carrying up until now. This is the season for spiritual preparation. Need to put on the full armor of God. Your faith, your focus, your readiness to act. The door to your future is opening. Will you be ready to walk through it? Or will you be left standing outside unprepared? Your destiny is waiting, but only if you're spiritually dressed and equipped to handle it. Now is the time to align yourself with God's purpose for your life. The reality is this: not everyone will make it through this divine shift. Many will miss the opportunity to align with God's purpose and will remain stuck in the ordinary, disconnected from their true calling. But if you are reading this message, if your heart is stirred, and if you feel the urgency of God's call, then you still have a chance. This isn't about fear or discouragement. It's a reminder that the road ahead is not for the faint of heart. It's for those who are willing to stand firm, to answer the call, and to step into the transformation that is already in motion. But not everyone is ready to rise. The next 100 hours will reveal who is truly prepared and who is still living in denial or complacency. The question is, will you rise or will you remain in the crowd, spiritually asleep? If you're reading this, you've been given the grace of time and the opportunity to prepare. It's a divine gift, and you must act now. The window of opportunity is closing. But if you step forward with faith and determination, you can experience the full power of the spiritual shift. You are chosen, and that choice has not been made in vain. You know deep down that something isn't right. The peace you once felt is gone. The clarity you once had is clouded, and your spiritual compass feels off. This is a sign that you're out of alignment. But the good news is, it's not too late to realign yourself with God's will for your life. Heaven can't wait any longer for you to step into your purpose. The divine shift is moving forward with or without you. You've been called to a greater destiny, but to step into it, you need to align your heart, mind, and spirit with God's purpose. That means letting go of distractions, reevaluating your priorities, and renewing your commitment to God's call. This process isn't easy, but it's necessary. The more you align yourself with the divine will, the more you'll experience peace, clarity, and the power of spiritual transformation. You were chosen for a reason. And right now, the question is whether you're going to align yourself with that divine calling or let it pass you by. Heaven is waiting for your response. Will you answer the call, or will you continue to live in spiritual misalignment? The choice is yours, and the time to act is now. A divine clock has just started ticking, and every second counts. These next 100 hours are critical. The question is, what will you do with the time you have left? Will you rise up and embrace the divine purpose that God has set before you? Or will you stay spiritually lost, stuck in your old ways and old thinking? The clock is not waiting for you. The world, the spiritual realm, and your destiny are all moving forward. If you're not ready to act now, you might find yourself left behind. It's time to take decisive steps to prepare yourself spiritually, mentally, and emotionally for what's coming. The shift is happening, and it's up to you whether you'll step into it or remain passive. The divine clock is ticking, and it's up to you to decide whether you'll rise to the occasion. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $120. I pay men to get blessing 100 million. God is calling you to action. Will you answer, or will you let this divine moment slip away? The choice is yours, but you must act fast. What if I told you that the next 100 hours could completely redefine the course of your life? This isn't just another passing moment. It's a divine window that will shape your future. However, this window only opens if you're spiritually aligned with God's purpose. If you're distracted, complacent, or disconnected, this period will pass by you without leaving its mark. But if you're spiritually tuned in, it will be a time of radical transformation, preparation, and divine realignment. In these 100 hours, the choices you make will have lasting implications. You may feel the pull of the world, urging you to go back to your old habits or return to familiar distractions, but now is the time to resist. God is offering you a moment to truly align your heart, your spirit, and your purpose with His divine will. The question isn't whether the shift will happen, it's whether you will allow it to change you. Your alignment with God will determine the magnitude of the blessings that will unfold. Spiritual alignment isn't just about prayer or attending church. It's about your mindset, your actions, and your obedience to the small whispers God has been sending you. It's the choice to trust Him fully, even when the road ahead seems unclear. If you align yourself with Him in these 100 hours, you'll experience a new level of peace, clarity, and purpose. But if you don't, this divine opportunity could pass, and your destiny will remain a distant dream rather than a reality. As you step into these hours, make a conscious choice to tune into God's frequency. Be mindful of the decisions you make, the people you allow into your life, and the distractions you entertain. The power of these next 100 hours lies in your ability to align your spirit with God's will. Will you seize this moment or let it slip away? A wave of divine change is coming. It's already building, and soon it will crash into your life with force. This isn't just a small adjustment or an ordinary shift. It's a tidal wave of transformation designed to wash away the old you and bring you into a new season of life. Whether you're ready for it or not, this wave is coming. But the good news is, if you allow it, you'll be carried by it to new heights and deeper purposes. The old version of you, the person stuck in fear, hesitation, or comfort, will not be able to survive the power of this wave. But the new you, the one who is willing to surrender, to grow, and to step into divine purpose, will be refined and empowered by the force of this change. It's time to let go of the old patterns, the old ways of thinking, and the old habits that have kept you stagnant. This wave will demand that you rise to a new level of spiritual awareness and readiness. You may feel resistance as the wave begins to form. You may be tempted to hold on to what's comfortable or familiar. But remember, you cannot cling to the old and expect to move forward into the new. The wave is coming to cleanse you, to break down the walls you've built and to usher you into a more powerful, more aligned version of yourself. Will you surrender to it, or will you fight against the current and miss your opportunity to transform?